Okay, so here we are back again with the results of our pin curl set. So I'm going to just kind of give you an idea of how to go about getting brushing that 1940s or 50s look into your pin curl set. First, you just want to release all of your pin curl clips or bobby pins or whatever you've used. If you've used a little too much maybe of the grooming spray or of the setting lotion, then you'll see that there is a slight bit of crunchiness to the hair, but it shouldn't be so crunchy that you don't feel like you can comb through it. As you can see, they took pretty well and they're nice and dry. So I think I got them all. And now what we're going to do is go ahead and get our brush. Now some of these you're going to feel like a little bit more stiffness at the end where maybe you moistened it a little bit too much or a little bit with the pin curl spray or whatever. A little bit of crunchiness at the end, so just kind of pull the curls out first, kind of see how they're going to fall. And this is going to be a style kind of similar to something you would have seen on Dita Von Teese a few years ago when she had her hair kind of short. Okay, so my bangs have a lot of height to them. That's exactly what I wanted because we had the stand-up pin curls going with them. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is just take my brush and brush through the curls. Now initially, if I don't brush it against my hand, you'll see that it starts off looking very, very frizzy. So this is where people freak out with the pin curl set, and then they'll just wash it and they'll be like, oh my god, that didn't work. But that's not the way it is. It frizzes. You've got to harness the frizz, and you've heard me say this before in other videos, but I'm going to go ahead and say it here too, since this is our primary objective with this video, is to have a successful pin curl set. So you're just going to brush it through until you got all that frizz broken up. You're breaking up your setting lotion, you're breaking up whatever product you use. Okay, so now your hair is nice and frizzy. You can keep it kind of like this. If my hair was a little longer, this would actually be more curls. It wouldn't be quite this loose. So you can actually do that if you want, if that's like the style you're after. That pin curl fluff was pretty popular in the 40s as well. But since we want this to be kind of a shaped hairstyle, I'm going to take my hand and brush these curls against my hand. Brushing against the hand, the power of a pin curl set is all in the brush out. You have to make sure that you're brushing it properly. And usually that just means that you're molding the waves. Now because we did that pin curl wave here, you'll see there's a little more of a wave starting to take shape. It's not quite as much of a wave as I wanted it to be. Okay, you can't really see it yet. There's that ridge. If you take some clips, because of my bangs, it's really hard to show this to y'all because I'm always going to have that. But I had forgotten I was going to show you this. Okay, so take your finger and find where those waves have kind of connected. Okay, and then just take a clip and place it there. Okay, and brush forward and hold on to the area that you've brushed forward. And then hold, and clip it again. And you'll see that because you kind of made a more of a directional placement right here on the side, it's a lot easier to form a wave. And that's what a pin curl wave is all about. This isn't the best I've ever done, but it gives you an idea. Okay, so you see that S wave right there? Okay, so now I'm just going to brush out the rest of this, and I'm just kind of shape the curls however I want them to fall. I don't want it to look like it's flipping out right here, so I'm going to curve this area under and tame that a bit. I'm going to define any frizz that I see by once again brushing it against the hand, and I don't want it flipping under or over. flipping up like this, like it's wanting to do. So I'm going to take this top section and brush it this way, and see, that hid that tendency. Okay? And then all you have to do to give it that extreme shine of the 1940s is you can just take a little of your favorite pomade. And I usually use, for this particular process, if I'm not trying to mold a roll or something, then what I'll typically do is use something like this, which is darn gone cute. This is just a petroleum-based pomade. It's not something I would use too much of because it really just is good for shine. Okay, but right here where we have this wave, I'm gonna spray really, really good. There we go, there it is. It took a minute for that one to come into effect. Okay, but there's the wave. And so that's how you get those pin curl waves, and you can actually take them farther back. And it takes a bit of work to make those come into shape, but all of a sudden they'll just be there. I'm gonna hide these little shorter pieces and bring that wave forward. And I would say that's successful. Now it's not perfect because, as you can see, there's a dent right there. That's just my own fault. There's a slight inconsistency here, slight denting, but I never really have much of a problem with denting, so I don't really find it to be too much of a distraction to where I feel like I need to switch up my technique or anything. If I'm doing pin curls on someone else, I'm a lot more careful of that kind of thing, but this is a pin curled hairstyle that I consider a success. This actually looks a little bit late 30s to me. There's the side. I'm afraid this is gonna be out of the shot. There's the side. There's the back. Little bit of a dent right there. But that's something you can work with. Pin curling, it's one of my very, very favorite things to do. And again, you know, you have to consider what works best for you. So this is just my technique, and this is the way I do it, and I'm usually really happy with the results. Whenever I pin curl, I don't ever have what I would consider a failed set. And however you want to accessorize it is entirely up to you. I actually love to accessorize my hairstyles with flowers, as you know. This is my current favorite flower. This was the blossom of the month for April, and it's gorgeous. And I would just hide any little areas that you don't necessarily think took as well as others. That's what we typically do with our hair flowers anyway. And I love this one. I think it's beautiful. Okay, so that's it, and I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope that in the future, if there's any other videos that you'd like to see me redo that I might have done in the past, let me know. Bye.